Hello, and welcome back to Invitation to Puzzles, where today we have a Thermo Sum puzzle, aka a region sum line thermometer puzzle by Frankenstein05. So let's have a look at the rules, and you can have a try of the puzzle yourself at the link in the description. So thermometers, that's the gray parts, need to have numbers increase from being the smallest at the circle to the biggest at the tip. And so the numbers need to go up starting at the circle. And they need to strictly increase even if you cross borders like this. Okay. On the other hand, the blue lines need to be set up so that the sum of the blue line is the same in each region it goes through. So in this case, they all go through two regions. So this is saying that digit is the same as the sum of those two. The sum of these two is the same as the sum of these four, and so on down the line. And of course, the way this puzzle is set up, all of these things are both thermometers and region sum lines. So we can see how that goes. Anyway, I'll solve the puzzle, but as I said, there's a link in the description if you want to give it a go. All right, so the first thing that leaps out to me is that this is quite restrained because what I'm saying is I need to keep getting bigger from 7 twice. So that has to be an 8 and a 9. Let's see. This number here is the sum of 3 numbers down here. So this number is at least 6 always, and it can't be an 8, evidently. The same is true of this number. It's a sum of 3 numbers, so it can be 6, 7, 8, and 9. Let's see. This number is the sum of 3 numbers, so it's 6, 7, 8, or 9. Let's see. Do I have any others that leap out at me? I don't think so. I do know that these 3 numbers here have to total to 10 because these 4 sum to 17, and those because those sum to 17. Does not immediately leap out to me. Now, I can do a little bit more with these 3 length ones, which is I can note that this number can't be larger than 3. Because if this number was as big as 4, then the minimum I could make would be 145, which is already 10. So in fact, this number can only be 2 or 3, and that one can only be 1 or 2, running along this line. And actually, the same thing is true on this one. So that's a 1 or a 2. That's a 2 or a 3. And that's actually enough to give me a 2, 3 pair in the row, which makes that for sure be a 1. I had one more of these, didn't I? Yeah, so this is 1 or 2, and that's 2 or 3. We can also do. Okay, so what is left in the rest of this row? Okay, so something interesting has happened with this now. Namely, the smallest this sum can be is 4 plus 5 is 9, because the 1, the 2, and the 3 are gone. So in fact, it has to be that, because I can't make a sum that's larger than 9. I won't have anything to fill into the grid. So there's 4, 5, 9. And so now these numbers that are left are all 6, 7, and 8. That one's not 8. This one's larger than 6, so it's a 7 or an 8. And that's actually very nice because now this number plus this number is only 7 or 8. So if I look at it, that means this one's only able to be a 1 or a 2. Those two together make this be a 3, which makes that be a 2. This number can't be as large as 6 Because if this number was as large as 6, the total would again be more than 10. So this is a 4, 5 only. And now actually my minimum sum is actually 8. If it's 1, 3, 4 is 8. Okay. Yeah. I guess I can at least center mark this cell and it'll be useful. Because what's the largest this number could be? It certainly can't be as large as 5, given that I want these 3 cells to sum to 10, right? 5, 6, 7. I mean, there's lots of problems with that. This number can't be a 4 by the given. So this number is a 1, 2, or a 3, which buys us a free triple in the row. And 3 actually is also too big, because if this is a 3, then 3, 5, 6 is certainly more than the 10 that we need these 3 to sum to. So actually, this is only 1 or 2. So we're either 2, 3, 5, or 1, and then some combination. But that gives me a 1, 2 pair, which makes that 3. This is now, again, a 4, 5. Same logic as over there. But now, actually, we know what this number is, which is nice. Because this number now can only be 9. 1, 3, 4 is already 8. So that number is 9. Let's see. That 9 looks into this box and gives me sort of a corner-marked 9. Which looks back over here and gives me a corner-marked 9 over here. Gives me a corner-marked 9 over here. Trying to decide if I could do anything major with like this number's size, but it can't be as large as 5, I guess. So I guess I actually can restrict this number a fair bit, more than I thought. Because if this number was as large as 5, these two themselves already sum to more than 10, and it can't be 4. So this 4 given digit has done a lot of work. So this is a 1, 2. This is a 2, 3. Okay, so this number certainly can't be a 3, because 1 plus 2 plus 3 is not 10. So this number is at least a 5, and at most a 6, if you look at it, because, well, it can't be 7, 8, or 9. So we can actually sort of fully pencil mark that, although I don't know how useful that was as an exercise. And I know this number is at least 4. Maybe that's worth marking. Okay, so this number is at least 4 by virtue of the row, right? 1, 2, and 3 are gone. So this number is at least 4. And it's certainly not 7, and it's also certainly not 9. It's not 8 either, because if it were 8, it would obligate me to put a 9 there. So this is a 4, 5, 6 only, but that means this number is at least 5, but it's not 5. 8 or 9. So in fact, this is only 6 or 7. And this number now is useful because it's now a maximum of 3, and it can't be 1. Maximum of 3, because 3 plus 4 is 7. So this is a 2, 3. Which gives me a 2, 3 pair down here. Also means this is definitely not actually a 6, because 6 plus 2 is too big. Gives me a 4, 5 pair here. 4, 5 pair, a 1, 2 pair. So now everything left in this row is 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, not 7, of course. So yeah, so we've got 6, 8, 9, and we know the 9 is over there. So that's always a 6 or an 8. Not sure that that's the most useful deduction I've ever made in my life, but it might be. Oh, I can play this game. Where does this 1, 2 go in box 5? And the answer is it needs to go there. So that is a 1 or a 2. Did that help? Hard to say, but I'm not optimistic. We'll go with that. let's see. Oh, this is just never a 2. I just didn't even think about this, but this is just never a 2. Because if it's a 2, that makes these two add to 3, which would mean this would have to be a 7, but it can't be. So this is just always a 3, which makes that a 2. I thought I might be rewarded for making that observation. I don't immediately see what has happened. What is this number? I think that's the question I may be supposed to ask. It's certainly at least 3. Is there any universe where it's not exactly a 3? Well, no, there's not, because there's a 3 in one of these cells, and this number is at least 3. So these are both strictly larger than 3. I was going to do it by some sort of math, but we won't do that. So that means this can only possibly be 6 or 7. Oh, sorry. No, sorry. That 4 there actually means that this just has to be 3, 5, 6, 7, just for purposes of this. So those are just for this thermo doesn't break. And now, hopefully, if this is a 1, the thermo works. So 3, 5, 6 is 14, 15, 7, 8 is 15. Okay. That all worked out. Okay, and that's a 4 and a 6, which made this one work out. Good. That's an 8, 9 pair, so that over there is a 6, so that's a 5. So that's a 2, because these need to add to 10. So 1 and a 5. Those 3 add to 9. Good. Okay. Okay, so now this number needs to be 5 or 6 based on whether the total is 8 or 9, but it just can't be 6 by Sudoku. So it's a 5, and that's an 8. Okay, and we can fill in that. This is a 7. Lets me fill in all of that. Let's see. 2, 3, 4 adds to 9 is the only way that's going to fill in. So that's a 1. So that a 9. Okay, these are a 1 and a what? An 8, right? So we can do that. We can come back over here. That's a 2 just by the row. These are 4, 6, and 9. Which is just perfect to not give me information. Let's see. These are 5 and 7, and I know the order because of that 5. This is a triple 2, 3, and 8, I believe. And so that is the 2. Okay, this number is not a 3, because the only way it would be a 3 is if these were a 1, 2, and the problem is this one can't be 1 or 2, so that super doesn't work. So this is an 8 and a 3. Okay, so this number is a minimum 3, and so it can only be a 3, because if I made it a 4, I'd have to go 4, 5 at minimum, and I'm already overflowed. So this is 3, 5 adding to 8. Let's see. What do we have over here? 5 and 7. Now let's fill out the rest of this column. 2, 3, 6. 1, 4, 8. Okay, so this number is definitely not a 1 because it's partway along a thermo. 6 is way too big, because if this was a 6, then this would already sum to a minimum 14, so that's a 2. Okay, 2 plus 8 is too many, so this is 2 plus 4 is 6, is what that's saying, which gives me the 496 down there. And now I think we're done with clues, and so now I think we just fill in the rest of the grid. These look like 3 and 4. Let's see, 6 and 7. Somehow don't know what order those go in. These are, one of them's a 1, I see, and the other is a 2, actually, I think. Yep, so that's the 1, that's the 2. So it's the 8 and the 1. These two, one of these is also a 1, and it's that one. That one looks like an 8. These are 5, 7, 9. That one is uniquely a 7 out of those, conveniently. These are 2, 3, 4. Which apparently I can just write in. I guess it's not too surprising at this point. Let's see. These are, let's just write in these actually. 6 and 8. Gives me the 7 and the 6 over here. Now I can do this column. It's going to be a 7. And now I've got 4 and 9 going in over there. Very nice puzzle there. I hope you enjoyed that as well. Let us know in the comments. Thanks, everyone, for watching today's episode, and we'll be back soon with more Invitation to Puzzles. So fear not. Bye for now.